Yeah.
If I ever said I'm never scared, just know I mean it.
What's up, guys? Happy Saturday. Just me again. I've been totally rocking like the no makeup, just a little bit of mascara look because of my freckles and a little bit tanner, so hello. But anyway, I've been kind of like meaning to record this vlog for at least like the last week, but now that I've been putting it off, I've just been like busy with work and gymming and whatnot and just life, honestly, which is pretty much the topic of this vlog. I kind of wanted to give a little update, I guess, on life, life without prep or having prep coming up in a near future. It's been literally like only 2 months. My last show was April 9th, so I had the rest of April, all of May, and June. This has definitely been this definitely is the softest I've ever been since my fitness journey, career, whatever you want to call it, started. When I initially began, I was, you know, I was recovered from an eating disorder, definitely mentally and physically, but I kind of went through like a body recomp as I began like my first reverse diet, and I reverse dieted, you know, up until, I reverse dieted for like honestly like 8 months. I just kept going and going. Until I entered my first prep, and then I competed. I took, you know, about 8 weeks or so off, and then entered prep again, which was this past prep. So I've never really been too soft, I guess, because, you know, in between preps, there was really only 8 weeks of like sticking to like a strict like reverse diet, and to be completely honest, my last prep, the prep that I just ended, where I competed at the Arnold and then again in April, I don't think I was mentally ready to prep again. I knew I wanted to compete at the Arnold after finding out that I could, and because I qualified for it, I knew I really wanted to, but didn't realize that I would be starting prep so early, I guess, which honestly wasn't even that early. It just felt early. It was like 18 weeks, and I was expecting honestly only like a 12-week prep or something, but I'm happy that I gave myself, you know, that Nick and I prepped for as long and, you know, took it slowly. I'm happy, but I just don't think I was mentally ready to like jump right back into like a hardcore dieting, you know, phase of my life. Honestly, after my second show, which I barely like wanted to do. What I wanted to do was compete at the Arnold, take a couple months off, and then come back and compete, you know, in July at Team U in New York City, and start doing like national shows this summer. But Nick and I both, you know, figured that it would be best for me to do one more show, which was the regional show, in order to just like requalify myself so that I can come back and, excuse me, I actually just woke up from a nap I didn't even mean to take, so okay. But basically, I tried my hardest, you know, after like, you know, all of April to stick to a proper reverse diet, track my macros, and, you know, increase each week, but it honestly just, it was just too tiring, too overwhelming. It wasn't what I wanted to be doing. I wanted to just be, you know, being smart about my food choices, but just going out and living my life. After that prep, I decided I just honestly wanted to take my attempt at intuitive eating. I met Sam who is my boyfriend if you don't know his name is Sam. I met him and started talking to him or whatever, and I was already mid-prep, so our relationship was, you know, all of my prep basically, and we never really, or at least I never felt that like I was able to like really like be an actual like real good girlfriend. And like of course I am, and like I know I am, and you know, I would literally, whatever chance I had to just go out and do anything, whether it was to like go out to eat or just go out and do whatever activity it was, I would always like, even if I was like dead tired, I would always push myself to do it because like I knew that like I owed it to him, and to myself. But you know, I wanted to be fair. So after that prep, I really wanted to just take, you know, take a shot at intuitive eating. It's something that I haven't done in a while, and something that I guess a lot of people would be like, why is that so weird? Like, why is that so hard to do? Like, just eat. But what people don't understand is that when you track your macros for 3 years straight, basically, I think it was 3 years, trying to eat without like calculating is hard. Especially when the majority of those 3 years you were on prep, where you had your meals and your meals timed out, you know, for the day, and like everything was calculated exactly to a gram, like day in and day out. Like, it's a lot harder than you think. We have definitely gotten the hang of it. You know, I'm not perfect at it, whatever, but I'm happy. I'm happy that I decided to do that. I'm happy with where I'm at right now, especially strength-wise. I have seen such progress in the gym. I am like my squat max during like, you know, prep, I'm now squatting that for like 5 reps. So like there has been progress made. I have to keep that in mind. Tracking your macros does get tiring. So, you know, I'm going to, you know, ride this out, and I'm going to intuitively eat and just listen to my body and all of that for as long as I can before I like completely lose my mind, I guess. Which kind of brings me to my next topic thing that I wanted to touch upon, is that literally yesterday I did post to my Instagram a picture of me after my workout, which was so bizarre to me. And I was just like, after work I was so excited to just finally like get in the gym. Like obviously like that's my favorite time of the day, and I was excited, I was pumped up, I was having a great workout, honestly. I was lifting shoulders, I think, like that's my favorite. It was a great workout. Like, it wasn't like I was, you know, weak or felt tired or anything. Like I was working out, and like, I don't know, it was just honestly like all of a sudden this feeling of just like rushed over me, of just like so many emotions. Literally, like I texted my sister and Ashley in the middle of the gym, both of them just saying that like I just was literally like overcome with this feeling of just wanting to literally burst out in tears and cry, and like I was just so unhappy with the way I looked, and I haven't felt that way in so long. Like getting that upset to the like the way I like physically look. Like I haven't felt that in forever long. It's probably only a matter of time before I started, you know, really missing the stage and missing being shredded and, you know, all of that. And obviously like social media doesn't totally help with that, because obviously like it's basically summer, everyone's cutting or trying to cut, or people are still in prep and they're looking freaking bomb. So many of my friends are in prep right now, and they look amazing. And then here I am like trying to literally like add as much mass to myself as I possibly can in like a healthy, controlled way, so that, you know, I can meet my goals. And that's what I have to keep in mind. Like, my goals are mine. I don't care, you know, what time of the year it is, whether it's spring, winter, summer, fall. like, I have to keep in mind like what I'm doing for myself, and being too hard on myself, which I know that I do all the time, whether I'm in prep or off prep, like, it's just me. I'm always hard on myself, which I really do need to work on. I definitely need to work on being more subjective towards my goals and realize that I have to do what is necessary in order to be able to, you know, build the necessary muscle, and to be able to come back and with a not totally different, but like a very much more improved physique so that I can take 2017 by storm, because that's the plan. So then when I got home, just my mom knew something was up and, you know, was trying to talk to me, and I really never cry. I always joke around saying that I never cry, but like, it's so true. I really like don't ever cry. Maybe if I was to like break my leg, I guess. After just talking to her, I was just like, Mom, this is going to sound crazy or just kind of pathetic, I guess, or just not something like serious, but I was like, honestly, I was like, you don't know how hard it is to, you know, go from being stage lean, having all these shreds, having abs, you know, having these like crazy like delt striations, and just everything, to just not. Basically what she told me really did help, because she reminded me, and she's like, Courtney, my mom follows me on Instagram, so she always sees my posts, so like what she reminded me was just that, you know, she's like, Courtney, you always speak about how it's not healthy, it's not normal to be that lean, that, you know, body fat percentage all year round. It's not maintainable, and you have to be able to have that certain part of your life and then also have, you know, what I'm doing now, have the opposite, where you can go out and live life, still work towards your goals, and then, you know, when the time comes to prep again. She's like, you gotta practice what you preach. I know you're strong enough to do that, like, you can't be that hard on yourself. And she's like, I've noticed how happy you genuinely are in life. And I've mentioned that to her so many times before. Like, this has honestly been the happiest I think I've ever been in my entire life. Just school-wise, family-wise, gym-wise, relationship-wise, like, I don't know why I'm getting so emotional right now. Like, I don't cry, so this is so okay. Never been this genuinely happy before. And I really am like content and confident in the way that I look, in the way that I like present myself, you know, even now. So just trying to, you know, live each day as I, you know, promote through my Instagram and whatnot. Like, my goal is to honestly sit here and just inspire anyone that I can to seriously like push themselves past those boundaries where you feel like just completely hopeless and that nothing is going to work out. To push past that and to see the light and to be able to like become the best version of yourself possible, because it's out there and you deserve to find it and live it. And so then after talking to my mom and my sister and Ashley, I even like was talking to Sam and honestly played off like I was fine, but he obviously knows me way too well to let that slide. So I told him, and I was just like basically the same thing, that it's hard and I'm hard on myself, but aside from that, it's just hard to see yourself go from being up on a stage, you know, shredded and looking great, to being normal, or, you know, like looking normal. And I was like, I try to like, you know, just keep myself going and knowing that like I have these future goals that I want to accomplish, but I'm like, it gets hard. And he looked at me and he was just like, Court, like, you're beautiful. He's like, and you look great now. Like, Why am I crying again? Okay. You look so great now. You look he's like, you look so much hotter now. And I'm just like, Sam, stop. Like, this is not something to joke around about. Like, I'm trying to be serious here. And he's like, honestly, he's like, I guess it's just you looking at yourself. But he's like, you don't even look that different. He's like, you just look stronger, you look healthier, you look happier. Like, other than that, like, you really don't look different, like, body-wise. And I was like, what? Oh my God. He's probably so right. Me looking in the mirror, I'm probably like, oh my God. I'm so far away from any stage. Like, I'm about 10 million weeks out. But to everyone else, to people on the street who don't know what I'm currently, you know, doing and like what I was just recently doing, they're probably just like, oh, like, look at that chick who's in shape and who's strong and whatever. And that's really it. Like, which made me realize that I'm really just it's all in my head. And from my past, struggling with an eating disorder, to, you know, prepping for my first show up until now, you know, and dealing with this part of my life where I don't have prep coming up, you know, in a month or two. I don't have, you know, a certain physique goal exactly to look for. I'm just training and eating for strength right now, and it's a totally different thing. It's so new to me. Yeah, like, so far I'm loving it, but, you know, obviously, like, I'm going to face those feelings of missing the stage and missing my leanness. But you know what, like, every time I think about that, and I'm like, oh wow, like, I wish that prep was coming up, because I just can't wait to, like, cut back down and to, like, just uncover, like, everything that I've already worked for. But I have to remember that it's only been 2 months, and that I'm not gonna put on as much or that much size that I want to put on in just 2 months. And sometimes, you know, I'll wake up with the intent of tracking my macros and be like, you know what, like, let me just try this, let me just calculate my macros and count them and track to a T. And halfway through the day, I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm tired. Like, it's still, like, kind of like, it does still tire me out, and like, I'd rather just go out and live my life. So that's also a sign to me that, like, I really do need to take this time off. You know, and a stupid little thought that, like, occurred to me was just like, oh, like, you're not prepping right now, you're not gonna look, you know, super shredded, and you're not gonna look, you know, super fit or whatever, because I think that's what people think fitness is just to be lean and shredded all the time, which isn't true, because I'm still fit, and I'm healthier now than I obviously was on prep. But regardless of that, like, I was like, people aren't gonna have as much interest in you in, like, what you're doing, because you're not gonna look like, you know, how people imagine, like, fitness to be. Like, this super lean, shredded, you know, girl. Like, no, but I am being fit. I am so fit. I am so much stronger. Like, it's insane. Like, I have seen so much progress, and, like, just because I don't have my, you know, shredded six-pack and weird alien belly button doesn't mean I'm not fit, and doesn't mean I'm not healthy. So I need to, like, get that out of my mind. Like, and I can't live my life, you know, with myself getting in the way, and I want to be able to live a life of just enjoying myself, having fun, being spontaneous, going out, doing this, doing that. I wake up each morning and I try to remember to read this little book that I have called The Daily Word that I read, when something along the lines of, I'm the garden where my thoughts, flowers grow. I am, like, all my thoughts are the seeds that I sow. Something like that. Are your thoughts, and how you live your life is how your thoughts, you know, what thoughts you're having. So I need to think positive. I need to not be so, like, objective and so hard on myself. I've seriously been so happy, and I've been seeing such great progress and stuff. And I'm happy. I am happy with the decision that I made to just go and intuitively eat. And I'm living. Like, I finally think that I found that balance. Going to the gym, working hard in the gym, and then coming home and being a little more lax with my food and, you know, just what I'm doing. Like, I totally have more energy now. Strong is one of like my favorite things in the world. As I'm sure many of you agree with, like being strong is just freaking awesome. It's an awesome feeling to put 200 pounds on your back and squat that like it's nothing. Like, that is awesome. To be able to rip weights off the floor, like, come on. Don't tell me you don't like that feeling. I can't be the only one here. Yes, I do struggle. You know, there's days where I look at myself and I'm like, I just kind of feel like a potato. And like, what am I doing? I don't look fit. I don't look lean and shredded. Like, what am I even doing? But what am I doing? I'm living my life. I am working so hard in the gym every single day, lifting, you know, following my programming, lifting heavy, and I feel better. Like, I'm living my life. That's what I'm doing. And I can't think that there's anything wrong with that, because there's not. I have to keep in mind like what I'm working for. It's not like this is a time where I have no goals and I'm just like freaking going out and eating like a jerk every single day and I'm just like messing around in the gym. Like, that's not what it's like. I still have my goals. And I think that's very important in order to have goals, so that you don't kind of like completely fall off, you know, where you want to be and like to be on track and stuff. So I still have my goals and I'm eating enough to reach those goals. I'm lifting heavy enough to reach those goals. And I know that when prep comes back, I will be so ready to just freaking kill it. Okay, so I really need to get a new memory card for my camera because it always just fills up and I'm like, I'm not done talking yet. But anyway, I've come far, and I realized that, you know, recently that being fit and, you know, like a fitness role model, if you will, you don't have to be shredded to do that. And if one of your, you know, fitspirations or whatever whatever you want to call it, is currently in a, you know, contest prep phase of their life and they are super lean and super just, you know, shredded up and all of that, low body fat, doesn't mean that, you know, they're healthier than you, that they're more fit than you, that they're better than you, that you know, should be harder and down on yourself. Like, I'm the strongest I've ever been. I'm the happiest I've ever been. And I'm definitely not the leanest and or most shredded that I've ever been. So keep that in mind. It's important to be subjective and not to let your emotions get in the way of, you know, future goals and what you're working towards right now. And just be freaking happy. So I'm definitely going to obviously keep you guys updated on everything that I'm doing. My, you know, my strength, you know, improvements, my PRs, my, you know, food porn posts and all that good stuff. And I just want to thank you guys for all your support, all the comments that have been on my recent pictures. I read them and I'm just like, wow, people do care, which is crazy to me. I just want to thank you guys, and that I'm going to continue doing me, living life and being happy, and I encourage you to do the same. So thank you for watching. Give me a thumbs up and comment below. Definitely subscribe to my channel like I did before. I will be definitely bringing more vlogs to you. And now I desperately need to go and get my eyebrows done, so that is what I'm going to do. See you guys soon.